Welcome back to Let's Play Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge for the GBA. We're champions now. Now I get to be this. I can't change the color. How unfortunate. But after having basically cheated using a car that goes back in time. This is actually the ultimate car that isn't the gold car. It's almost like Velocity X. There's not really much fun or special about the car on its own, I guess. It's really about who drives the car. It's kind of deep. It's not the car, it's who drives it. But let's try that gold car. Hey! Of course, Alex always getting that stupid speed start, and that's power pipes right behind him. So it seems like this is maybe just, I don't know if it's how much of a rehash this is of the main game mode of Power AI or what. We'll have to see. But now that I actually know what I'm doing in this game... What? Oh, come on. The game was lagging a lot for some reason too. It was kind of weird. But it might be kind of nice to see what it's like doing more difficult stuff. See what kind of challenge this game actually can provide, because there is no parallel to this in the console version. Yeah, the lag. What's happening to the frame rate all of a sudden? Does this better AI just cost so much processing power or something? But now I know what I'm doing. It's going to be cool to actually go back through these tracks. I did want to go back through these tracks and listen to the music again and whatnot, some things like that. Because last time I was here, I was just figuring out what the game was for the first time. And we can go back and use some of the older cars too. We can choose which car we want each time, since we're not going to be getting new cars anymore. But I would have liked that in the console version, having some kind of challenge mode where things just got harder, even if it was mostly reusing stuff. And of course, we're probably going to get some acknowledgement for completing the game after we complete this. And that'll be nice too. Music, you gonna loot? Yeah, it just gets really quiet again. That's kind of weird. Whatever. Okay, huh. Maybe these races were always a bit longer than I thought they were. Because that's a 1.5-minute lap right there. Unless it's I don't think this is a different track. They could have rerouted the track. I'm not sure. I don't remember what this track was like the first time. Yeah, this track lags like crazy sometimes. It's really weird. I don't know why that is. I always feel like the music in this place, though. And that's the point of it being memorable to me, in the sense that I think of the song when I think of the game. But it is cool. I am happy to hear it when I hear it. This car isn't gold enough, though. Like, the fact that there are parts up that aren't gold is disappointing to me. In the console version, well, I don't know about all the console versions. At the very least, in the Xbox version, Governor was totally solid gold. The only things that weren't gold were, one, potentially decals, if you add decals onto it, but who would, the right line will do that? Or, its tires. Its tires were not gold. It had gold wheels, or hubcaps, whatever you want to call them. But it didn't have gold tires, because that would just be weird. And probably hurt your ears a lot. Now I basically have an entire mode where I can just go up against the likes of Alex and have fun with a real challenge. I like that. I need some more time to reflect on this game too. It'll be nice being able to look over things in this game after having seen what the game is like instead of just reacting to it for the first time every time. And I don't need any more boosts, so let's be careful with that. I want some skills, I guess. Which, what for, I don't really know, because there's not really anything that one needs to worry about, but there's not anything that one needs to worry about with regards to being good for doing anything in this game other than being the game itself. So it's not just going to train you for anything, but it's still cool. Yeah. But I'm curious how long this mode is and what kinds of events it has. I still can't quite tell if it's literally just a straight up rehash of the normal mode or not. I was considering not playing this if it was just the same mode but harder. At the same time, I do want to see what the game says to acknowledge you if you actually manage to beat it. And as I've been saying, going through the game again could be kind of cool. Alright. Just to see what things are like again. With a more educated eye. If it is actually slightly different tracks I'm just not sure about, that would be cool in its own right too. I'm not sure that's the case at all. Might be some mechanic or another changed, I don't know. But I always like to 100% things. I always want to show off everything there's to be seen in a game. Because that's my philosophy with Let's Plays. It's not showing off what I do with the game, usually. It's showing off the game. Champions League password. So are these all going to be races? Yes, I think it's going to be... Oh, I got Troop. That's not just a jam. Spider Alley. Okay, so it's a collection of races. Okay, that's fine. That's nice. Let's move on then. What do you want to do next though? You can do whatever car. We're in a T-Rex place. You know what? We basically went back in time because we're in T-Rex places. Let's give this guy some attention again. Why can't I not get speed boost anymore? It's not like it takes me a long time to get ahead of the pack or anything, but still. It would be nice if I could just have a nice start. These guys, though, are starting with a pretty healthy lead. Do they actually have different songs for each race in this game? This feels like it's slightly different than the song I just heard. Is it? I don't know, because I do know that... I never realized this until just last week, but I do know that in console version, the minigames and the races actually had different music. Ah! I might be able to catch back up. Now they're going really slow. Thanks, guys. But, yes, that's what I was saying. The minigames and the actual races did have different music, which I never really knew in the console version. And the minigame, I mean, if you want to determine, you don't want to say that the race versions are the original versions of the songs, then you would say that the... Can I pick that up, please? You would say that the minigame versions were basically remixes of the race versions, the race songs. But, man, power pipes, back off. Ah. But in this, well, yeah, it seems similar here. Or this, if this is actually a different song, it seems to be just a modified version of the song. But since we seem to have been using one single song for every quote-unquote minigame in this, for like freestyle and things like that, where you get points and whatnot, and then having songs for the races that were actually thematic, I guess it would make sense if you want to have the same number of songs, that you'd have a number of different songs or multiple songs for different races in different levels, but I wouldn't have expected it. And at the same time, perhaps I'm just mishearing things. Maybe I just didn't notice the opening to the song. Ah, the lag is dropping inputs, and it's making me really scared. I wonder if all Champions League, or Champions League is gonna be like this. I hope not. It's really weird that's lagging like this, though. Yeah, though, so maybe I just didn't notice the opening of the song in the last race I was in. In any case, it's still cool music. I still wouldn't say I prefer this game's soundtrack to the console versions, but it's still nice. It's worth hearing, I guess. Not since I'd recommend it to somebody who wasn't playing the game, but it's something that enhances the experience. Also, I'm more further ahead than I expected to be. What's happening here? This is Champion League! No, let's not get too crazy here. Actually, I am only on the second lap. Coming up on third. I love how big some of these jumps are, though. I like having that wiggle room for landing tricks. Now then, yeah, what's with this framing? Look at the race timer. Look how slowly it's going up. What's happening here? I don't have a frame counter up on screen or anything like that, so I can't really say just how much it's slowing down, but it's crazy. So I didn't notice this before I started this game mode. It really might be the AI taking up more processing power. Because it might be that the AI is just a little bit different in this version, in this mode than it was in the normal mode. And it's just more complex or something. Because I won't think there's anything especially laggy about this level itself. Unless it was some kind of weird thing where they balanced the level being complicated versus the AI being complicated, or not complicated, rather, when you play this in career mode. Because in career mode, of course, you have more simple AI, but that wouldn't necessarily use that much less processing power, so I don't think you'd be able to go more crazy on the level design because of that. I don't know. They could also potentially, if they did actually reroute the races, I'm still not sure of that. If they did reroute the races for... Shoo, that was scary. They did reroute the races for Champion League, which I still think they did. And then in that case, it could be that there's more stuff being loaded at once. I don't know. Yeah! Unique dialogue. Black Widow's Nest. So we're just going race to race to race. And it's probably going to be the last race of this episode. 3 races per episode, I guess? That's probably a good way to do it. Okay, so who do you want to have? Slingshot was kind of cool. Let's go with that. Finally hear this music again. Let's see if it has that synth section that I really liked in the console version. It's towards the end of the song though. For some reason, the length of the different songs for the races in the console version varied by quite a bit. Some were just under 1 minute, and then there's, I think this one was just over 3 minutes. There's a section towards the end that I really liked, which I'm doubting is in this version of the song, but I'll listen for it. If it was though, it wouldn't really have the same effect, because I liked the, what I liked about it so much was the distinction between the other instruments, guitar and whatnot, and then the synth suddenly comes out of nowhere. And here, pretty much everything sounds like synth because it's a GBA, so I don't really know what to expect with regards to having those things that I want. But oh well. I'll take what I can get. Trees. How many bare trees? Actually, now that I think about it, how many bare trees are in this game for one? But then, on top of that, do you ever see any trees that aren't bare? Do you ever actually see any fluffy trees? Healthy, fluffy looking trees. Are those underrepresented in this game? Do we only ever take trees that have been through harsh, difficult lives and are completely devoid of leaves? Are we engaged in some form of tree abuse to remove their leaves before they come on set? Ethical business practices are a thing to be concerned about. Stunt Track Challenge needs to either be more transparent about the production of their show or have something on expose by the media. Anyways. Okay, this is a super short race though compared to some of the others. Man. I don't think this episode's gonna fall too short though. No, it's not super short, it's just only 9 second lap. It's just short compared to some of the longer ones we've been doing. Which isn't saying much. Whatever though. I certainly can't complain about the portion of this game that's races compared to other stuff though. Oh man, it's weird seeing that little 2D graphic above my car flip around as I do a barrel roll. Although I certainly appreciate getting to primarily do racing in this game as opposed to other things, because other things in this game just aren't so fun. They're really cool and fun and interesting and creative in the console version, but I just don't think there was really a possibility of doing those crazy fun things in this version. The limited resources they had. It's still awesome that they managed to do what they did with the tracks they did, with 3D geometry and everything. I never really had a very good idea of how much stuff you can fit on one little GBA cartridge. Some games manage to get really long, and they're mostly through doing clever things to stay on memory, like Kingdom Hearts Chain Memory is pretty good length. But most of its levels, well, yeah, levels, rooms, yeah, basically that. Basically had the layout of the rooms, each map was predetermined, but then what the contents of each room were was basically generated on the spot according to certain parameters that you would define as you went into the room. Shoot, that scared me. And even then though, that game still had room for like at least 2 actual FMVs, which is unheard of in a GBA game. I don't know why they did that. It's really jarring seeing it all of a sudden too. And then, what was it? Klonoa Heroes. I managed to get a ludicrous amount of time out of that game. It seriously took me like, at least, I believe it was more than this, but a casual playthrough of that game for the first time could take you like 40 plus hours. That's insane. That is a full RPG. It's a GBA game. And its levels do have unique design, but of course it's mostly just reusing set pieces over and over, so it still doesn't use too much memory, I suppose. Lots of its enemies are just recolors of other enemies, so all they have to do is literally change the palette, and doesn't take also any more actual data, actual memory. This game's nice. Curious how much room they actually still had left on the cartridge. I'm surprised they just put as much time and effort into this version as they did. It's always interesting seeing, it's always cool seeing so much what seems like love and care put into what you would think would be the version of the game they care least about. I mean, it's the portable version, the handheld version of a licensed game. Licensed game usually think about people when they're hard installed in the first place, and the version's going to sell less, and it's going to have more limited resources to work with anyways, despite trying to imitate something that's better than itself. You don't usually get something so nice. But all of a sudden, Hot Wheels has a good track record with that for some reason. Like, Nicktoons does not. Mostly. Emphasis on mostly. But Hot Wheels, I've been pretty pleased, actually. I love the GBA version of Velocity X, mostly, kinda. I also just had a lot of fun with it, not because it was necessarily a great game. But I've also been liking this quite a lot, too. Okay, though, so that's gonna have to be it for this episode of Let's Play Hot Wheels Centric Challenge with the GBA. I've been having a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next episode when we start moving on towards, well, having everything done. But not just yet. Not everything's done just yet. Saracen has a higher standard of always making you get first place instead of letting you get third or second. Could you get third? I don't remember. You got at least second. I think you could get third too. In any case. I'll see you guys next time when we head on to Insect Hive, which is a pretty similar track, but just longer. Maybe. It's actually mostly the same. Right, whatever. You can actually see how these things change. I like how you can compare the maps so easily here. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, volcano battle. Nice. See you then, guys! We're having fun. We're gonna be champions of champions. It'll be great.